good warm-up exercise can make or break your session, which is crazy to think that something that seems so small that so many athletes and coaches actually end up skipping can have such a big effect. Here are 3 of the top warm-up exercises that almost nobody does except for champions that can help you get in the best shape and get the best workout for your entire training. Coach Handley here, Viking Performance Training. I think you're going to like these. So this one's called the Dumbbell or Kettlebell Windmill. Again, you can also just do this body weight and that's fine, especially early on to learning. The goal of the windmill is going to activate your core, get your hips loose, and really like your shoulders as well. This is an awesome total body movement. And don't be worried about adding weight. Again, actually, the better you get at it, then lower rep, like heavier windmills can actually be an important part of that warm-up, or basically connecting yourself from the warm-up to the actual training. So again, I'll do it body weight first. The goal here is a slightly moderate stance, usually just outside shoulder width. For those of you who have more flexibility issues, feel free to start wider. One leg will actually be turned out 45 degrees, the other foot will be forward. Both legs, however, are straight. The 45-degree one is going to be the one we're actually going to be stretching on, whereas the other arm will be straight up. Again, so one arm is straight up. The 45-degree foot, that hand will actually be on the leg itself, and the goal is going to be hinging my hip almost like an RDL in the direction against this 45 degrees. So instead of straight back or sideways, I'm going to be going at this diagonal angle. As I do this, I'm going to also keep my eyes up on the hand to make sure I stay vertical. So instead I have this turn, I'm hip here. I notice I kept this hand on the leg to trace it right down as I did my stretch. There is a slightly different variation. Some people will go here and go straight down to the floor. Okay, so honestly, feel free to find which one you like better and experiment with them both, or even include them both. Again, with a weight, you would just hold it here. This would be in the straight up arm. Again, other leg will be 45 degrees. The goal is to, by the way, keep your leg straight. So up, eyes up, that will keep your posture honest in your position. Eyes forward will tend to let the arm drift more. So eyes up at the weight, trace the hand down the leg, and come right back up. Again, that is a dumbbell or kettlebell windmill. Use these, I promise you're gonna love them. All right, so there's a theme to these, meaning that this one is also called a windmill. This one is a thoracic windmill. So the thoracic portion of your spine is just below your chest. It's kind of like in that right where your back typically tends to round. It's where a lot of people feel pressure and slowly worsen their posture because they're constantly rounding forward on computers, on their phones, whatever it is. So opening that thoracic region up and getting flexibility back is huge for health. It's huge for overall safety and keeping injuries down, but also performance, especially for like rotational athletes in one side or the other. So baseball, volleyball, javelin, tennis, quarterbacks, all of them can get enormous benefit from the thoracic windmill, but honestly, it's one of these parts of a warm-up that there isn't an athlete on the planet that can't benefit from. So we'll be on the ground for this one, and foam roller is optional. It's just a good tool. So what will be here is I'm on my side, and you see, all I'm using the foam roller for is to trap my top leg down. So this is going to help me stay honest with it. The other arm is out, and I have my top arm on it. Now the goal is, again, it's pretty simple. So it's just take the top arm and do the biggest circle that I possibly can with that arm coming all the way around. See, I'm actually not that flexible with this, but biggest circle you can while keeping not just this arm, but this knee honest and keeping yourself down. So big circle. Since some athletes should be able to come almost to the floor and come all the way underneath. So open it up, try to really imagine stretching through here, open that up, keep that contact between the leg and the foam roller. Then once you do generally 5 to 10 repetitions, do the other way, come down, really reach back, reach up, and get that turn. There is a third way in which you just go straight across and start here and open yourself up, straight turn, again, really getting that middle spine, lower top spine, and returning back to the position. So that's a simple thoracic windmill. All right, and the third warm-up exercise in this video that I want to put together that most people haven't considered is the tabletop crawl. The tabletop crawl is a more evolved bear crawl. So a lot of people use bear crawls, and they should. Bear crawl is a good one. For those of you not sure, the bear crawl is just when you're on both hands, both feet, and just lumbering forward, literally crawling. And you can do them forwards, backwards, sideways. Bear crawl is another one we use all the time. Again, this video is about exercises that people tend to not use in their warm-up. So the tabletop crawl, again, is an evolved one. The goal here is going to be in an all-four position, but I'm going to stay in a much stricter position. The goal is to have my back straight, hence part of the name, table, and then also keep my arms and my upper thighs from the hips down to my knees in a fairly underneath position, supporting me constantly. My knees actually will not be on the ground. It will still just be the balls of my feet and my hands, but I can't move too far or I will lose my flat back position. This gets your abs, your low back much more than a normal crawl. It also gets more emphasis and starts to really wake up those hip flexors and those quads from controlling yourself, as well as the shoulder stabilizers. It's a much slower crawl. It takes more work. It takes more effort. Again, preparing you even better for the more intense part of the workout coming up. So again, for the tabletop crawl, all fours, make sure you have the hands and knees directly under your hips. Back is straight. So then just elevate your knees up off the ground and start going forward, but not so far to where you lose that rounded position or start coming up. Keep that back straight and continue to crawl. So again, I hope these warm-up exercises will help you guys out. Like, I'm by no means saying use all three of them all the time or use all three of them every single day. Find the workouts where they will have the best impact for you. Again, make sure that you get used to them first if you're going to then show athletes how to use them, so you know what it should feel like, and you can make the corrections necessary. Hope this helps you guys out, and as always, keep following us for more information, because teaching strength and conditioning is what I do. Catch you guys later.